Let me tell you, one of the first veterans I ever had the privilege of working with dropped a truth bomb on me so hard that I still remember it today. He said, in the military, you're trained for the mission, but you're never trained for what comes after. Now, he was talking about coming home from war, about the invisible battles you fight long after the visible ones are over. But his words, they hit me differently. They landed right in the center of my heart and echoed a feeling I'd seen far too often in another group of unsung heroes. Because that exact feeling, that raw, gut wrenching sense of being perfectly prepared for one part of the job, but completely unprepared for the emotional fallout that's happening in our schools every single day. Hey, y'all, today we're going to talk about something incredibly important, something that's quietly eroding the passion for so many of our teachers. It's teacher burnout. We're not just going to talk about it, we're going to tackle it. Life is always moving, like waves on the ocean. Some rise gentle, some crash hard, but every wave carries the chance to begin again. I'm Vanessa, and welcome to Waves of Change, a space for mindset, mindfulness, and the things that truly matter. Together we'll pause, breathe, and remember, you're never too late, and your peace is never too far. I'm a mind body wellness coach right now, but for about 20 years, my world was the VA on the mental health unit. My days were a whirlwind of psychoeducational courses, vibrant art groups, and more importantly, a whole lot of listening. I genuinely thought I was there to teach those incredible veterans how to heal, how to navigate their journey back. But you know what? Life has a funny way of flipping the script. Turns out, they were the ones handing me the playbook for a different kind of battlefield. One I never expected to find myself on, yet one that desperately needed those lessons, the modern classroom. And I want to share those lessons with you. That might sound like a stretch, connecting a combat zone to a classroom. Maybe not. But once you look past the surface, the similarities in the emotional and physiological toll are impossible to ignore. When I walked through those hospital doors every day, I saw the visible wounds of combat, sure, but also the invisible ones, the traumatic brain injuries that changed lives forever, the phantom limb pain that was as real as any physical ache, and the heavy crushing weight of survivor's guilt. It was heavy, sacred work for me. Fast forward to today, I look at our schools. When I talk to our teachers, I see a different kind of injury. But the parallels, they're undeniable. We see compassion fatigue, that deep weariness from constantly pouring yourself out. We see secondary trauma, absorbing the pain of your students until it feels like your own. And what researchers are now bravely calling moral injury, that heartbreaking sense that no matter how much you sacrifice, how many weekends you give up, how many late nights you pull, you just can't meet every single kid's needs because the system itself prevents you from doing what you know is right. Think about it. Different uniforms? Absolutely. But underneath is that same stress physiology hijacking the system. Cortisol, that fight or flight hormone, flooding your body, sleep cycles shattered to a million pieces, hypervigilance dialed up to 11, constantly scanning for the next crisis, the next need, the next fire to put out. I remember one veteran, a decorated Marine, describing how he stood in the cereal aisle for 20 minutes, utterly paralyzed because 20 different kinds of Cheerios felt like an ambush. Just too many choices. Too much input. And then a teacher friend of mine, bless her heart, told me the exact same story. She froze in the Target binder aisle, completely overwhelmed after making literally 200 micro decisions in her classroom every day. Both were experiencing decision fatigue, a silent, insidious burnout accelerator that drains your mental battery until there's nothing left. It's not just about being tired, it's about being utterly depleted mentally, emotionally, physically. It's a battlefield. And our teachers are on the front lines every single day. Seeing the battlefield for what it is can be overwhelming. But acknowledging the reality is the first step towards taking control. And just like in combat, the first rule of survival is to identify the most immediate threat. I was an Air Force medic for 10 years, and one of the first lessons that was drilled into me was triage. Treat the bleeding first. It's about immediate action, prioritizing the most critical. And let me tell you, that lesson is gold for teachers. My veterans taught me to apply that same ruthless, life-saving triage to teacher stress as well. We can't fix everything all at once, right? So we start with what's bleeding the most. Here's the challenge for you. It might feel a little uncomfortable at first, but trust me on this. For 1 week, I want you to write down every single draining task you do, every email that steals your peace, every chore that saps your energy, every obligation that feels like a lead weight. Don't censor, don't judge, just list it all out. Get it down on paper. And then, here's the magic part, the triage moment. I want you to look at that list. Really look at it and circle the task that literally no one else on this earth can do except you. Think about that. Just you. Or could someone else, maybe a colleague, a volunteer, or even an app handle it? Everything else, and I mean everything else, gets delegated, automated. On my personal favorite, thrown out, gone, out of your life. It's about reclaiming your time, your energy, and your sanity. I remember coaching Maya, a phenomenal 5th grade teacher, through this exercise. She was drowning in busy work. She came back to me eyes wide, almost in disbelief. By applying this triage, she claimed 6 hours back into her week. 6 hours. That's almost a full workday. And what did she do with the first saved Friday? She didn't catch up on more grading. Thank you, Maya, for paying attention. She took her own kids hiking, soaking up the sunshine and laughter. Imagine that. Imagine what you could do with 6 hours back into your life just by naming the enemy and refusing to fight the battles that aren't yours to fight. It's not selfish, it's survival, and it's essential. That feeling Maya had, that glimmer of possibility, is exactly what I want for you. It's the first sign that you're ready to fight back, and you don't have to do it by yourself. If you're already picturing which tasks you'd circle on your own list, if a little spark of hope just flickered inside of you, then you absolutely need to hit that subscribe button down below. Because let's be real, burnout fights dirty. And it tries to convince you that you're alone, but you're not. I drop new evidence-based tactics every single week to help you fight back, to help you reclaim your joy and your purpose. Don't miss out on another tool for your survival kit. That feeling of being isolated in the trenches is one of the most dangerous parts of this battle. Which brings us directly to the next non-negotiable lesson from the military playbook. My veterans taught me that in the field, you never ever enter a building alone. That's a cardinal rule, a matter of life or death. You've got a buddy, someone watching your back, someone you trust implicitly. Veterans, they live by this code. They'll support each other through everything from being the ride to the therapy sessions to tackling the mundane task of going to the grocery store, because they know that even grocery shopping can feel overwhelming when your system is constantly on alert. They understand the power of shared burden, of not having to face things solo. But teachers, too often you're operating in isolated silos. I've seen it with my own eyes. Eating lunch over your keyboards or in your car, prepping lessons late into the evening with no one around, tackling emotionally draining situations without a second set of ears or a comforting presence. It's a recipe for exhaustion, for feeling utterly alone in the struggle. The fix for this isn't complicated, but it requires intentionality. It's about creating a battle buddy pack. Choose one colleague, someone you connect with, someone who gets it. Then commit to a weekly tactical timeout. That's it, just one 30-minute powwow session a week. This isn't more work, it's a strategic retreat. Find one quiet corner of the staff lounge, and for 30 minutes, you vent, you strategize, you remind each other you're not going crazy. It's a dedicated space to troubleshoot a difficult student, to share a win, or to just have someone look you in the eye and say, hey, I get it. You're doing a great job. But today, it's been a crappy day. These aren't luxuries. They are tactical necessities for survival. And don't just take my word for it. Research shows that these kind of intentional recovery activities, these moments of disconnection and peer support, can lower emotional exhaustion scores. I've seen co-buddies go from snapping at students, frazzled on the edge, to laughing together in the hallway, sharing a moment of genuine connection. It's not just about covering a class, it's about rebuilding your reserves together. It's about remembering you're a part of a team, and that team has your back. You don't have to carry the weight alone. Having someone to watch your back is critical, but there's an internal battle that also needs to be fought. The one for your own sense of purpose and the mindset you bring to the class every day. When veterans leave the service, one of the deepest struggles they face is an identity void. Who are they now without the mission, without the clear role? It's a profound question, and guess what? Teachers face a remarkable similar void when curriculum maps replace creativity and test scores suffocate the spark that made you want to teach. That beautiful, audacious why gets buried under a pile of have-tos. This purpose erosion is a stronger predictor of teachers leaving the profession than the workload itself. It's not just how much you do, but why you do it that keeps you going. So first, we do a mission statement reset. Draft one powerful sentence that starts with, I teach because. Let it come from your gut. Maybe it's, I teach because every child deserves to be seen. Post it inside your grade book or on your computer monitor. Each Sunday night, read it out loud. Hear your own voice speak your purpose roots you in the sacred contract you made with yourself. Now, for the in-the-moment battles, because the words you utter matter, especially the ones you say to yourself. All right, now, this one might sound a little strange, but it's powerful. Instead of saying, I can do this, try, Vanessa, you can do this. Yep, talking to yourself in the third person has been proven by Michigan State researchers to create psychological distance from the stress and help you regulate emotions with very little mental effort. That small linguistic shift helps your brain step back, gain perspective, and stay steady when challenges hit. It's not ego, it's neuroscience. So next time you face a tough day, try it. Say your name out loud and remind yourself, you got this. Strengthening your mind is key, but your mind and body are connected. When your nervous system is in a constant state of alarm, no amount of positive self-talk will work on its own. You have to calm your physiology first. In my psychoeducation classes at the VA with my veterans, we use box breathing. It was a lifeline for veterans experiencing flashbacks. It's a simple ancient technique. A 4-count inhale, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4. That rhythmic pattern can lower your heart rate and tell your nervous system that you're safe. It's like pressing a reset button on your own nervous system. And I thought, if it could bring a veteran back from the brink, what could it do for a teacher teetering on the edge of overwhelm? So I adapted it. I call it parking lot box. Corny, I know, but that's what it's called. Before you even step out of your car in the parking lot, before the bell rings, before the demands of the day begins, complete one cycle. 4 in, hold for 4, 4 out, hold for 4. Just one cycle. And then repeat it while students are transitioning between classes. Or when you have a moment when they're doing a quiz or a test. It's not about finding a quiet meditation room. It's about finding micro moments of peace in the storm. From a neurological standpoint, this rhythmic breathing tells your amygdala, that ancient fear processing part of your brain, hey, it's okay. The threat is manageable. And when your amygdala calms down, it frees up your working memory. It frees up your capacity for lesson delivery, for connection, for creativity, instead of being stuck in crisis management mode. Now, these strategies, the triage, the buddy system, the purpose, and the breath, they're powerful. But it's crucial to understand what we're actually treating. We're not fixing a personal flaw. We're dressing a wound inflicted by the system itself. Let's get something straight, loud and clear right now. Burnout is not a personal failure. It's not a sign that you're not good enough, not strong enough, not dedicated enough. Absolutely not. Burnout, my friend, is a systemic wound. It's a symptom of a system that is bleeding, a system that demands too much and often gives too little. It's a direct consequence of impossible expectations and insufficient resources, and a culture that too often glorifies sacrifice over sustainability. But here's the kicker. Systemic change is slow. It moves at a glacial pace. And honestly, you deserve relief long before retirement. Don't you agree? You deserve to breathe, to thrive, to teach with joy right now. And this is where those profound lessons from veterans come back into play. They understand, perhaps better than anyone, that you can't wait for Congress to fix the VA. You can't put your life on hold for a bureaucracy to catch up. What do? They patch the bleed. They find ways to keep the mission moving, to survive today, while still holding on to hope and fight for a better tomorrow. These micro strategies I've shared with you, they are field dressings. They are not the final surgery that will overhaul the entire system, but they are absolutely vital for immediate survival. They are the tools you use to stop the bleeding, to keep you in the game, to protect your own precious spark. Use them to survive today, to reclaim little pockets of peace and power in your demanding life. And then, once you're standing a little stronger, once you've caught your breath, band together. Use that renewed energy to advocate, to demand, to fight for the bigger changes. Smaller class sizes, adequate planning time, livable wages, and real support. Because you deserve to not just survive, but to truly flourish. And when you flourish, your students flourish, and the whole world benefits. That's why I do this. Now that you have your field dressings, the question is, are you ready to use them? Are you ready to start patching your own wounds? If you're tired of feeling overwhelmed or feeling like you're constantly running on empty, then it's time to take the next step. Comment below that you're ready for the next step, and we'll set up a strategy call. Together, we'll map out which specific battlefield wound is costing you the most energy right now, the one that's draining you dry. And we'll apply the right tourniquet, the right field dressing to help you reclaim your strength. It's an offer of genuine support because you deserve it. Taking that first step is about more than just strategy. It's about recommitting to the most important part of your job. That veteran, the one who first taught me about life after the mission, about the unseen battles, he still sends me a text every Veterans Day, and every year it's the same message, simple and profound. Stay mission ready. And I want to pass that on to every single teacher watching right now. Your mission, my incredible friend, isn't to grade every single paper until your eyes blur and your soul aches. Your mission isn't to solve every single systemic problem all by yourself. Your mission is to keep that beautiful, fierce spark alive. The one that made you pick this profession in the first place. The one that lights up a classroom and changes lives. So arm yourself. Arm yourself with the wisdom of triage, knowing what to prioritize and what to let go. Arm yourself with a buddy system because you are never meant to walk this path alone. Arm yourself with a clear purpose that reminds you of your why. Arm yourself with your breath, that powerful, always available tool for peace. Then step back into your classroom, not as a victim of circumstances, but as that soldier scholar you truly are. Battle tested, yes, but also heart open, resilient, and ready to teach another day. You got this. Hey y'all, I'm Vanessa. This is Waves of Change. Thanks for listening today. I appreciate each and every one of you. And remember, you're never too late, and your peace is never too far. Bye now.